Hello again. Welcome to the Vinyl Community Guncles. This is episode number 33. Can you believe it? And we're still doing that thing where we take the tops and bottoms from a year and talk about those, the best and worst releases, whether we're doing albums or songs or concerts or whatever. It's up to us individually. And also going to review the album from that one guy. And the album is called... Fake Appalachian or something.
Imaginary Appalachia, Colter Wall.
Colter Wall, everybody. Colter Wall. So that's coming up. But first, we got to get to our tops and bottoms. First, though, let's introduce ourselves. My name is Robert Fithen. I'm here with Richard from Calvin Wazoo, Mike from Hubtunes, and Craig's from Craig's Vinyl Plethora, talking today about the good stuff and the bad stuff and the ugly stuff from 1994, hoping that if somebody dares to mention that horrible Shoop song, that it's on the bottoms list where it belongs. It's absolutely terrible. Who's starting?
That's where it is.
Is that Cher?
Wow. Is that Cher? No, that's Salt and Pepper.
Salt and Pepper.
Oh, if you don't know it, consider yourself lucky. God.
No idea.
And I'm not giving anything away because my list is all rock and modern rock from the charts. So no album tracks. It's all singles that were either on the active rock radio chart or the modern rock chart. I was in college radio in 1994. It was my first full year of that because I started in 93. But by halfway through 94, I was the music director of my college radio station. And so I was getting all of the promos and hearing all kinds of stuff. So... I narrowed it down to 45 runners-up, and then my top 10. So it's about the same as last time when we did 1978. I will go through these quickly. Okay, these are my top runners-up, or honorable mentions of 1994. They had to be modern rock or rock on the charts. I don't really know any pop from that era, and the stuff I do know, wow, no thanks. Also, a special mention first. Not one of my favorites, but Pearl Jam, Spin the Black Circle, just because it's about records, and they were actually singing about the joys of playing a record in 1994. Pretty rare stuff there. Anyway, okay, my honorable mentions: The Breeders, Cannonball, Aerosmith, Deuces Are Wild, Today from Smashing Pumpkins, Pearl Jam, Animal, Suicidal Tendencies, No Fucking Problem, The Black Crowes, Wiser Time, the Rock Radio Remix, The Black Crowes, High Head Blues, Zombie from the Cranberries, Prong, Whose Fist Is This Anyway, Prong, Snap Your Fingers, Snap Your Neck, Ween, I Can't Put My Finger on It, The Screamin' Chino Wheelies, Shakin' These Blues, Jeff Buckley, Last Goodbye, No Way Out from Degeneration, Spoon Man from Soundgarden, Tones of Home from Blind Melon, Blur, Girls and Boys, Crazy from Aerosmith, Tom Petty, You Wreck Me, Bad Thing, should have been called Bad Company Thing from Cry of Love, What's the Frequency, Kenneth from R.E.M., She Don't Use Jelly from Flaming Lips, 9 Inch Nails with March of the Pigs, Gotta Get Away from The Offspring, Feel the Pain from Dinosaur Jr., Fade Into You from Mazzy Star, Range Live from Pavement, which actually insults Smashing Pumpkins and Stone Temple Pilots, Frank Black with Headache, No Excuses from Alice in Chains, and My Wave from Soundgarden.
Did you say Cry of Love by Bad Company?
Well, they're the song is called Bad Thing, and the group is Cry of Love, but they sound just like Bad Company. Okay. So I said it should have been called Bad Company Thing, because I mean it's like Bad Company of the Night. But I really like that song, the album version, not the remix where they add hand clapping into it for some reason. But yeah, those are my runners up, and now for my top 10 rock or modern rock charted US charted songs of 1994. At number 10, Beck with Loser. Here's the 45. How many people have the 45 of Loser from Beck? Okay, we are moving on to number 9.
Why don't you kill me?
Whoops, that's not the right one. I would never put that in my top 10. That's for later. Number 9, Elastica with Connection.
Yeah.
Made up of what group are they with? Can't remember now.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Was it no?
I can't remember.
It'll be popping up on the screen. Number 8, God from Tori Amos. At number 7, I Stay Away from Alice in Chains. This is the CD that has the little plastic dead flies in the spine.
Oh, aren't you fancy?
Yeah. At number, what are we at? Number 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Closer from 9 Inch Nails. At number 5, Pride and Glory with Losing Your Mind. The band is called Pride and Glory, but it has Zakk Wylde in it. And these days, if you look it up the streaming, it's just under Black Label Society. But the band is actually Pride and Glory. And the song was Losing Your Mind. At number 4, The Flaming Lips with Turn It On. At number 3, the remix, which sounds awesome, of Rage Against the Machine and Freedom. I love the remix of this. It's not like a remix or anything like that, but it's just a little beefier than the album version. The album version sounds kind of thin in comparison. At number 2, a rare cover version on my top 10s, but it's a really good one. It is Sonic Youth with their version of the Carpenters' Superstar.
Yeah, it's great.
And the number 1 song on the rock or modern rock U.S. charts, according to me, is Laid by James. Laid.
I remember James. I like
And
James.
that guy can still hit those vocals.
I don't remember that.
I have a couple of their records. Yeah, they were cool.
Yeah, I like a lot of their earlier stuff too. But yeah, those are my top 10 from 1994. At least rock and modern rock. My bottoms will be much more interesting.
No albums?
They usually are.
No, I only do the one list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
Like,
don't.
I follow the rules.
There are no rules.
Right?
All right.
There's no rules in Guncles.
So, 1994, I was surprised at when it came to albums how many I had. The singles. I used this list. It's essentially top 40, and it does all the charts throughout the year. And so I go through it and pick the ones that, for the most part, are at least like 25 or higher. But there is one that I just really like, that single, that I picked it anyway, and I don't think it charted any higher than 25 if it got that high. It was like in the list, and then it just disappeared. But the single, number 1 single that for the week of my birthday was I Swear by All for One. And I have no idea what that is. So
Originally by John Michael Montgomery.
Yeah, John Michael Montgomery had the country version. I swear by the moon and the stars in your eyes.
I know.
I'll
Okay,
be
so-
there.
I swear.
I swear.
Motherfucker,
skipped that
shit,
one.
son of a bitch. I swear.
So I picked 5 honorable mentions, no particular order. We've got Always by Erasure, What Is Love, Hadaway, Cannonball by the Breeders, Mary Jane's Last Dance by Tom Petty, and Streets of Philadelphia by Bruce Springsteen. I mean, this was, the time when the movie Philadelphia came out. We were in the midst of the plague, and it was just so nice to see a movie that made an effort at portraying gay people in a more positive way, despite what was going on. So many of the previous movies were all the tragic stories, and they were
very
good
two-dimensional.
movies.
I mean, it was tragic, but it was nice to see 3-dimensional characters that were, portrayed as real people instead of just.
And he won an Oscar for that song.
Yes, he did. That was best song for a movie or whatever the category is. But it was really nice. It was good that he did it too. I felt that was really important. But the top 10 singles, starting with number 10, is Come to My Window by Melissa Etheridge. Then we got Another Night by The Real McCoy. There's a lot of dance hits that because I was seriously clubbing during these. Number 8, Secret by Madonna. Number 7 is Rhythm of the Night by Corona. And number 6, Loser by Beck. Number 5, Cantaloupe Flip Fantasia, Us 3. Number 4, 100% Pure Love, Crystal Water. Man, there were so many different remixes of that song, and they were all really good. Number 3, Mr. Vane, Culture Bee. I mean, when they played that at the club, the shirts came off. It was a fun time. Then
Vane,
number 2 was
Yep.
this is the one song that really didn't break it up into the higher numbers. but Girls and Boys Blur. I mean, it was
Okay.
played a lot in the clubs that I went to, and great song. And then the number one song, single that I picked was All I Want to Do, Sheryl Crow. So that,
Great song.
I think that, I can't remember the highest that hit, but it was up in the top 10 for a while.
Oh, yeah, that must have been like a number one somewhere. That was all over.
I think it might have made it up to number one. And it was up
And
there
it
for
stuck
a
around,
very
too.
long time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for years.
Yeah. So I did albums also. So my honorable mentions for albums would be Bedtime Stories by Madonna, Prairie Home Invasion by, I got a copy of it here. Here it is. Jello Biafra and Mojo Nixon. It's just a great, hilarious, fun album. And then this one is, these are my favorites. These aren't like big sellers or anything like that. These are just my favorite albums.
Oh, yeah, that's what it's all about.
For this time. And where did I hear it is? This one is a electronic ambient kind of thing. It's called Acid Mount Fuji by Susumu Yokota. Difficult album to find, but it's really, really wonderful stuff. Then this one also, my favorite tune, Ryo Fukui, Japanese jazz pianist, fantastic jazz piano. He taught himself how to play piano when he was 17, and then his first record was when he was 21, and just amazing piano player. He's on the level of Oscar Peterson and Thelonious Monk, just really amazing. All right, top 10 albums. Some of these are CDs. Sonic Youth, Experimental, Jet Set, Trash, and No Star.
I just heard that like last week.
Oh,
This kind of got panned a little bit by but I think this is a really, really good release. Next one is the Cranberries, No Need to Argue. Of course, it's got Zombie on it, but I also really, really love The Icicle Melts. Just an incredible song.
Daffodil Lament is the best song on that album.
Which one?
Good song.
Daffodil Lament.
Yes, yeah.
That song, just I die every time.
It's a terrific record.
Number 8. Oh, that's nice. You got the vinyl copy of that one.
Yeah,
Number
this is
8
actually from the 90s.
Is Pansy Division.
Pansy Division.
Flower.
Yeah, wow, I haven't heard that album in years.
Wonderful album, also because of the insert material that talked about safe sex and AIDS. And again, this was 1994, and there wasn't a lot of useful information out there, and there was just a lot of shit treatments that were going on. People I knew that were taking AZT were dying. It wasn't helping them. It was just before the protease inhibitors hit the medical market.
I see
American
what you got
Thighs,
there.
Veruca Salt.
Great record.
The reason I got this record is because one of the songs is in a movie. It closes this movie that I was watching, and I was like, "Holy shit, what is this? I gotta find it." And then the rest of the album is just totally amazing as well.
Is it Seether?
It's their best album. I love that record.
What's next here? After American Thighs, we've got Erasure. I say. This was the first Erasure I ever listened to. It is close to my favorite. I love it just all the way through. Just a wonderful
album.
Wonderful
Featuring
album.
Always, which Craig will not listen to in a car.
You'll
if you
not
remember our
listen.
earlier Guncles episode.
Oh, man.
And Shane and I went to Stinkweeds in where it's Costello, Phoenix, in that area, and went and got I Say the day it was released. We drove from our hometown, which was like 3.5 hours, to go to a record store, and we were there the day that record came out. So.
Wow. So into the top 5, number 5, Unplugged Nirvana. Just really great set put together for that show.
Yeah, legendary.
One of my favorite Rockabilly Garage, the Cramps, and this
Yeah.
is
In the
the Dream
90s?
Job. You gotta go to the Sato County Auto Show.
Yeah.
The Sato County Auto Show. I just love this album.
God, and their vinyl is so hard to find.
And then
That one was just recently reissued, though, I think, wasn't it?
Is that one? Yeah.
yeah,
couple of
mine's a
them have it, yeah.
reissue. Was reissued. I can't remember when, but yeah, a lot of the Cramps. Yeah, you have to find the reissues that are coming out. The OGs are pretty impossible.
I told you guys I met them, right?
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I met the Cramps. Yeah, they stayed at one of the hotels I worked at. And what's the lead singer's name?
Were they nicer than Cheap Trick?
They were so
Lux
nice.
Interior.
Yeah, so
Lux Interior.
I just remember he was wearing really tall platform heels. So he was about 8 feet tall, and he was wearing a Spice Girls t-shirt. And this was probably, I mean, it was still Spice Girls were kind of relevant then, but it was in '99, I think it was. So it was a really long time ago. And then the girl, I don't remember what her name is. And I was supposed to go to the show, and something happened. They gave me tickets, but yeah, they were very good.
What's her name? It's like a spider's name. What is her name?
Yeah, what is it? It's
Arachnophobia.
I can't remember, but the other song on here that's so fun is "Let's Get Fucked Up." It's just
all their records are great. I love the Cramp.
I really have never heard anything. So
REM Monster, which again is not, for some reason, a lot of people just don't like this in the REM catalog. But oh man, I just really
like it.
Good album. What the Frequency, Kenneth, that was the hit. But I think there are better songs on there that were not hits that I like so much better, like Crush with Eyeliner. And songs like that.
Star 69, Strange Currencies.
Yeah,
there's a lot of those were on there.
A lot of really good songs on there, but that was the radio hit. Incredible release. I would love to get this on vinyl. Sleeps with Angels. Neil Young. Partly a homage to.
It
Kurt
should
Cobain.
get a reissue. It needs to be reissued.
Yeah, because the vinyl is
they go
so
for a couple
expensive,
$100.
and the only place I can see it being sold is in Europe. And so you've got shipping to deal with. I don't think I've ever seen it offered by...
Robert's about to pull one out.
No, bastard.
Well, I have this weird remastered radio DJ version where it's remixed for radio, and the meters, they don't move. So it's like Neil Young trying to sound like Bon Jovi.
Oh, wow. The interesting thing about that record is Neil Young kept both an analog master and a digital master. So that's why I'm really keen on trying to get the vinyl release.
It's his best late career record.
Yeah, and then my number 10 is I remember the band. A former boyfriend had the record, had a CD by them, and it's Underworld. And the record I'm talking about is Dub No Bass with My Head Man. And I just got this recently in the mail. This record, for a long time, I really didn't know that much about it because I was listening to Second Toughest and the Infants and the other, why is that other one escaping me? But it had King of Snake on it. And I remember going to one of the clubs, talking to the DJ and saying, "Hey, can you play King of Snake? He goes, "Oh yeah, I got Underworld. Yeah, King of Snake." So what he ended up playing was a lot of what was on here, but I didn't recognize it. But he said it was Underworld, and it was really interesting. And then I just didn't really hear anything about it. And then I heard people just recently, within the last couple of years, talking more and more about it. So I finally ordered it. Just last night, I listened to it again from start to finish.
What kind of music is it?
It is. This one. Most of their music is more techno dance kind of music. This one is a little more down tempo, a little more ambient, but still danceable, and it is just fucking incredible. It is from start to finish. And one of the songs is called, I wrote this down, which one was it? It was damn it, Cowgirl. And it has a very, very serious homage to Erasure in it, in which they're not sampling, but they are playing a few bars of Erasure from I Say, and it is really magnificent homage to them. So yeah, this is my number one album all the way around for 1994.
I've heard a lot of people talk about them, and I just wasn't familiar at all.
Are you done?
Yep, that's it.
Oh, yay! Good job, Richard. Okay, so I have a lot of honorable mentions, and y'all know me. You're going to have pop, you're going to have country, you're going to have whatever.
I'm listening. I'm going to get wine.
Go get your damn wine. I'm going to start with my honorable mentions. Okay, so, and there's like 28 of them. So, all right, so I'll try to go quick. Faith Hill, But I Will. Jeanne, It's a Groove Thing. We got that funky swing. Yes, Jeanne. Aaliyah. Let me see you go back, forth and forth. You're welcome. All right, then Dwight Yoakam, The Pocket of a Clown. Candlebox U.
The what of a clown?
What? The Pocket of a Clown.
Oh, Pocket of a Clown.
Pocket of
I thought you said pocket, and I'm like, what?
I'll have to tell my Candlebox U story sometime.
I think you told us that
Did
they
I tell
weren't
that
allowed,
one?
yeah, they weren't allowed to say
Right, okay, yeah.
And then they did, right? Yeah.
No, the whole audience did. So instead of
the
one lead
audience,
singer
the
saying
band did, yeah.
you had like 1,500 people or 15,000 people scream it. So yeah.
Hey,
good time.
So then we have Who You Calling a Bitch? UNITY, Queen Latifah. Okay, don't make fun of me. This is the only song I like by him. I cannot stand this man. I can't believe he was married to who he used to be married to. But for some god-awful reason, I love this song. And I probably should go to therapy for this. But Michael Bolton with Said I Love You, But I Lie. I don't know why, but I love that song. Okay, Stalina with Bitty Bitty Bum Bum.
How come I knew all of Richard's club songs? I don't know any of these. You guys went to different clubs, I guess.
I'm all over the place here. So, Selena with Bitty Bitty Bum Bum. Bad Religion, 21st Century Digital Boy. Jodeci, I Can't Leave You Alone. You got me fiending. I am fiending for you.
I remember that.
Jodeci. Hey, Makita. I know you guys aren't going to know most of these, and that's okay. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, we will learn. We will get to know them.
We are
learners.
learners.
I'm here to educate, and you will hate most of them. That's okay. All right, Jodeci Fiendin', Yakida, I Saw You Dancing. I bet Terry will know that song. If he doesn't, we'll have a talk. Okay, you can call me anytime on my Hello Happy line, Delight with Call Me, from their final album, Dewdrops in the Garden.
They had more than one album? Oh my God.
They had,
I think they had 3 or 4, didn't they?
3 and then a remix. And I have them all because Lady Miss Kier, that's where it's at. Okay. Cocktail Twins with Bluebeard, Erasure, yeah. I Love Saturday. The Beautiful South with Good as Gold, Stupid as Mud. Madonna with Secret and Take a Bow. Morrissey with The More You Ignore Me, The Closer I Get. The Mavericks with Oh, What a Thrill. So good. Elastica with Connection. Throwing Muses with their bright yellow gun. Lady of Rage, I'm rough and tough in my Afro puffs. All right. Depeche Mode, In Your Room. Mary Chapin Carpenter, Shut Up and Kiss Me. The Real McCoy, Automatic Lover. Call for Love. Call for Love. Sinead O'Connor, Thank You for Hearing Me. Cranberries, Ode to My Family. Blur with Girls and Boys. And Breeders with Cannonball. Now we are ready for my top 10. And already I know that I'm going to have to tell Mr. Fitton to shut up. Because at number 10... At number 10, here I go again. Girls, what's my weakness? Man, yes, salt and pepper, or salt and pepper with soup.
No, that one. Yes. That's terrible. That's
yes, awful. On my Vinyl Me Please.
Oh, come on, Craig.
Brown. Yes. Awesome album.
Nice insult to the mentally disabled in that song. That's real cute. Yeah. But what I want to know is... What I want to know is, have you ever used that? Have you ever told somebody that you want to shoot and it actually happened?
I never told anybody I want to shoot them, but I'm like,
I didn't think so.
Man, shut it.
Because I've said I want to fuck you like an animal. I've said, and that works. I can't imagine actually seeing somebody go, I want to shoot.
I just, I'm really good.
What if for just one night we turned into an animal?
Number 9 is a tie. Who's that making that funky beat? It's like that. It's like that. It's the Brat for all y'all. Yes, the Brat was for all y'all. And I am so functified.
Is that a Vinyl Me Please?
Yeah, and it's on Pink.
Wow.
Never caught on with the Brat. I mean, they were
Vinyl Me No Please.
It's like that. Like that. It's the Brat. Hey, she's a lesbian, so love her. Okay. All right. Number 8.
I got my quota because of Melissa Etheridge.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah, they really love doll parts. Whole. Thank you very much.
I always liked Rockstar on that album.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, when I went to school in Olympia, yeah, that's my favorite. It wasn't a single though.
No,
that would have been.
Or I would have put it on my list if it was a single.
Yeah, that's my favorite song off of this.
Yeah,
one.
me too.
Yeah.
I liked Violet.
I love doll parts, and Violet's good too. But doll parts.
That was good.
All right. Number 7 is Prince with "Let It Go" off the album "Come," which was supposed to have a vinyl release. I actually did years ago. I paid for it.
I love that Prince album.
Yeah, not very many people either love it or really hate it.
I love it.
Come is probably it's in my top 10 for sure.
Oh yeah, same here.
So good.
Yeah.
Number 6 is a tie with Miss Tori Amos with "God" and "Cornflake Girl." Never was a cornflake girl. Number 5, "So I Creep." Yeah. Just keep it on the down low. Yes, T.L.C. with "Creep" from Crazy Sexy Cool. Thank you very fucking much. Number 4.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Okay, number 4. You can't, you won't, and you don't stop. Beastie Boys with "Sure Shot." Number 3.
He swooned.
Nobody loves me. It's true. Nobody loves me. Portishead with "Sour Times."
That's the only good song on that album.
Oh, you're...
I just heard it again last week to see if it got any better. It didn't.
Oh my... There's not... It freaking ends with "Glory Box," which is just fucking phenomenal. No, there is not a bad song.
I was writing one of those Instagram reviews while I was listening to it again, and I don't think I'm going to post it.
Is a glory box something that you put up against a glory hole?
Yes, it's
exactly what you do.
Okay.
Okay. Number 2, "Leave Me Lying Here." Seether, Veruca Salt. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very freaking. It would have actually been number 1, "Blind," but that was released as a single in 95, not in 94. That is my.
Yeah, I would have
song.
picked "Get Back," but I think that was a 95 single too.
Seether was the only single in 94.
Yeah.
So, number 1, I love this song. I love this album. She kind of got not so great later, but her first 2 records, "Oh My Hell." Oh My Hell.
He's verklempt.
I have looked all over the place, and she's got my favorite face. Yes, Supernova, Liz Phair from Whipsmart. That's
Fantastic.
my shit right there. That is the right number
Jesus,
1.
you guys are good.
Every time I hear the name Liz Phair, I keep thinking of that scene from Hedwig and the Angry Inch where she's out on the stage all by herself, and everybody else is.
Well, that was later on in Liz Phair's career, where she was giving herself awards and videos, and
I mean,
she had a real downfall.
And the line, "Your kisses are as wicked as an M16, and you fuck like a volcano because you're everything to me." I mean,
fuck like a volcano, maybe come like a volcano.
You know what's funny? There's the part where she says, "Your kiss are sweet and slippery like a cherub's red or bare red ass." For the longest time, I thought she was saying a sheriff, a sheriff. And I'm like, how does she know the sheriff has a nice bare red ass? And it was a cherub.
She was on her way to the Sato County Auto Show.
Or whatever.
That's how she got out of the
All
ticket.
It's all you, Mikey Poo.
You
Mikey
know,
Poo.
every time we're doing this, I go to pull records, and I'm always afraid that we're all going to pull the same ones. But man, I could have done the Breeders. Why didn't I should have pulled that. I could have done
just
Seymour.
go with it. It's
I could have done, you know, Veruca Salt. What a great record.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite record of that year. That's unreal. I should have pulled that. The Cockatoo Twins. I could have done that. So I just pull weird fucking shit that I don't, you know, like.
Okay, forward.
I pulled Man or Astro Man. This band is actually fairly pop. Man or Astro Man.
That's the name of the band is Man or Astro Man?
Yes.
I've never heard of that.
And this is called Destroy All Astro Men. And they're kind of a punk surf rock band. There's a lot of humor in their songs. They do a lot of like they'll just interrupt with like talking and stuff. And it's I don't know. It's a fun record. This is not their best. They have definitely a better. Interesting band. Really fun. I like that whole surf rock punk. I love when punk and surf rock get kind of put together. And that's kind of the Cramps are a little bit of that. It's kind of got that little cowboy punk stuff. I love that stuff. Yeah, Fuck Me Like an Animal. This album,
fine.
God, this album is great.
Which
Not
one
as
is
good.
that? I'm sorry.
This is what is it? Downward Spiral. Not as good as the first one. But man, really solid record. Double record, very ambitious.
Yeah.
I was a huge Nine Inch Nails fan back then. In 1994,
I used to have the CD.
I have.
It's fantastic. In 1994, I was not going to clubs like you three. I was raising a 2-year-old and paying a mortgage in a suburb of Chicago. So I wasn't going to clubs. I wasn't going to concerts. Every bit of money went into the house and the family and everything, but I managed to get a lot of CDs in 94. But
yeah, I wasn't going to clubs. I was on a college radio station. I got all those. I like that one much better than their first one, actually.
Really, I love the first one. I mean, the first one was so groundbreaking. It was such an original sound. I think that's why it sticks with me. Massive Attack, Protection. Not their best record, but I love Massive Attack so much. It's a really good record.
Very unfamiliar with them. I really don't know.
Check them out. You would love them. I think they're absolutely wonderful. You would really like them. It's kind of trip hop. Just really, really interesting stuff. And all their records are very different. Beck, Odelay, this album hit. What a huge record this was. I just loved it. When I first heard this, I was like, what the hell is this guy doing? It was all very new.
He was so different, man.
It was so different and exciting. I just love it.
Mike's ahead of the time, Craig.
What?
We're verifying here.
That's 95.
Yeah, because Loser was the 94.
Yeah, Mellow Gold is 94.
Yeah,
because I would have had every single on that on my list.
Actually, Odelay is actually 96.
96, yeah.
But here's what happened. Hey, Mike meant to show us Mellow Gold.
I don't think I own. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I got a question for the two Chicago people. Is Odelay something Chicago oriented?
I don't think so.
That's what I was told. It's like something people say in Chicago.
Oh, you say
in the comments. What does Odelay mean?
Odelay. Odelay.
Yeah, that's it.
Odelay, just passing through. That's a line. He says Odelay and Lord Only Knows. But I was told it was a Chicago thing.
I've never heard of it. It's like Malort is supposed to be a Chicago drink. It's not.
Malort?
I mean, it is not. Malort, it's a shot. It's a...
Well, Odelay translation disgusting. From Spanish to English just means all right or right on.
Yeah, okay.
Odelay.
All right.
Chicago comes band. From L.A.
Tortoise? Oh.
It's Chicago band Tortoise. This is their debut. Jeff Parker, the amazing guitarist. They are a jazzy kind of, not jam, I mean, instrumental band. Really, really cool. Just saw them last summer. They were spectacular. It's like really cool. They're on, what are they on? They're on, I don't even remember what label they're on. Thrill Jockey. Really, really cool band. Still around today. They don't record as much as they used to, but Tortoise, this is their debut. Probably one of the biggest records of 94. Tom Petty. Wildflowers. This is the reissue. I did not get that massive stupidity of. I just got the 3 record set. That's all you need, really. And you knew I would do this. Whoa, shit! I almost threw my record across the room.
Is it Wilco?
No, it's not Wilco. It's Gary Newman.
It's Gary Newman. Yeah,
it's Gary Newman.
All right.
It's a Sacrifice. His big.
Is that the one that's been reissued?
This has never been reissued, and
There's
hope they never
one.
do, because
I
this
thought
is
that
worth
was
a
the one.
shitload of money.
There's one coming out in like March or something like that. One of his that are being reissued. I thought that.
Yeah, he's remixing a bunch of stuff and reissuing it. That might be it. Yeah, but this is Sacrifice. This was his '94 album where he just went all industrial, very Nine Inch Nails, very dark, very moody, very, very creepy stuff. It also comes with a really cool little 7-inch single, and this is very difficult to find. A really good record. And that's it. That's all I got. Boom, for '94 and '96 apparently.
Right. Yeah. So here's where it gets fun. My bottoms for 1994. Wow. And again, these are all either charted in the U.S. as modern rock or active rock songs. Yikes! These are bad. This is the worst of '94 according to me, and there's a few ties in here. But by the way, we didn't mention though. We're always ripping off the As It Should Be channel, and they just did 1994.
Yeah,
so we've taken the rip off to a whole new level.
Whole new level. Whole new level.
Wow.
Matched them.
Spin Doctors were, pretty bad, right? And they were like, hey, you know what? If we tried, we could be worse. I can feel it. Let's all get together and try to be worse. And they did with some song that was only around for a little while called Cleopatra's Cat. It made the bottom of the list because it wasn't around for a long time, so that's why
and
it didn't
they
get
are
higher on the
also
list.
still around.
Oh my god!
I see their name on posters and venues.
I never will forget the concert I was
they were
at.
just here.
They were on some festival, and we're up in the lawn area of Riverport, and this long-haired neo hippie guy is sitting there like doing the hippie thing. And they just keep repeating the same. Spin Doctors are on the stage, and they just keep repeating the same. Have I told this story before? About how they keep repeating the same line over and over again with this popping drum that's just going bop, 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 and it's just like too much. And the guy just keeps going. What time is it? 4:30. It's not late. No, it's just early. What time is it? 4:30. It's not late. No. It's just early, and they keep saying that. They must have said that for 25 minutes.
4:30.
Finally, this dude just gets up, who's been in this, with the long, hippie in the
neo
granola bar. Yeah, neo hippie. Jumps up and goes, "What the fuck, man?" And it's like, you got to be really something to bring somebody like that into a rage. Anyway, that's at the number 14 or something. At
Triggered
number 13,
the orange sunshine.
Meet the Flintstones from the B-52s, or as they were known then, the BC-52s.
Right.
Way to take this new wave, quirky alternative, whatever you want to call them, party band, and just go full on corporate. Do some, for the new Universal movie, and they
was
were
that
never
them? I thought it was
was that
fake
them?
band.
I didn't know.
No, it was them.
It was them.
Oh my god!
Minus Cindy,
and they were never heard from
Cindy
again.
would put up with that shit.
Cindy was like, "Oh hell no."
Yeah, well, smart one. She's like the guy from REM that left right after they did Monster. It's like, yeah, I'm out. That's going to be our last great album, so we're done after that. I think we're at number 12 now. Hootie and the Blowfish.
Ew.
This is a case of
Anything by them.
Yeah, exactly. But Hold My Hand, Only Want to Be With You, at least they're in their lane. Because that's what they are. They're the band that the guys listen to on the way to the game, man. Put on some Hootie. Only want to be with you. Let's go to the fair with the kids and watch some Hootie and the Blowfish. I want to love you. The best that I can. We don't need Let Her Cry.
Singing more.
Let Her Cry is the one on the list. That's the one that's serious and dramatic. I went in the back to get high. We don't need an emotional outburst from something called Hootie and the Blowfish. Okay, we need people jumping around in sports jerseys doing love songs. That's what we need from Hootie and the Blowfish.
I hated the way they ripped off Bob Dylan. It just...
Well, they say that he says it. I mean, they make reference to him, and he sued them. They're like,
good.
ain't Bobby
I'm so glad.
Ain't
They
Bobby
quote his
so
song
cool?
word for word.
Well, he says we're listening to Dylan sitting on a fence, and then he goes, "Ain't Bobby so cool?" And he sued him. So apparently he's not that cool.
No.
Okay, at number, I don't know, 11 or something, Crash Test
matter.
Dummies. And it's like the
I
opposite
never
of Campbell's
understood that
soup.
song.
That's the name of the song?
What's this girl? And I don't know what happened to the girl because I would always turn the song off. But
parents can go to school. I know all the words, but that album is actually really good.
Oh, for God's sake!
Mine is that song. I loved that song.
You like Shoop though, so you know. Guns N' Roses at number 11.
Oh, Guns N' Roses should be at number 1.
No, there's a number 1 that definitely belongs on number 1. Okay, so they just did a few years earlier, they released the 2 albums with the, like 35 songs on them total, about 3.5 hours of new music.
Complete waste of vinyl.
They should have, like, staggered that and released the second part, called it something else, and just released a new album in 94. Instead, we get a cover song, "Sympathy for the Devil," for the Interview with a Vampire soundtrack. Totally ruined the Rolling Stones version. The Rolling Stones version, one of my favorite, really just songs of all time, let alone Rolling Stones song. They did a horrible version of that, and to follow that, they came up with an entire album of cover songs called "The Spaghetti Incident."
Oh yes, God.
I just remember. You remember how hyped up Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 was? This just came into this,
really hyped up.
because I said I was in college radio. This just came in the mail one day, and we were like, "What the hell is it?" Nobody had heard anything about it. It's really bad. It's one of my latest videos, the 10 albums that really disappointed me. All covers. Axl sings all but 2 of them, and the 2 that Duff McKagan sings are the best songs on the thing. Axl Rose coming off like he's trying to imitate other people. He does a UK sub song where he puts on this British voice. It's like, dude, you're Axl Rose. Why are you pretending to be other people and trying to feign what they're doing? It's just horrible. He's the biggest rock star on the planet at that point. Because Kurt Cobain's kind of like an anti-rock star. So, I mean, and then Hair of the Dog was one of the singles. And, Hair of the Dog from Nazareth, awesome.
Now
you're messing with the son of a bitch, dude. Here's Axl Rose. Now you're messing with a son of a bitch. It's like, trying way too hard. Way too hard. And almost every song on it. What a waste of everybody's time.
He was probably 2/5 of Southern Comfort into that. So.
Oh, my God. Next on the list, crawling up even worse than that, the song that started it all. Dave Matthews Band, What Would You Say?
What would you say?
And it could be any Dave Matthews Band, but that's the one. That's the first time I heard them. I remember the first time I heard that song. I thought,
big song.
Horrible. But, any of those songs are horrible. I worked with a guy who was a Dave Matthews Band fanatic. And he would go to he had all the CDs, all the bootlegs, everything. When they went on tour, he would go to like 5 different concerts. Of course, he went to the St. Louis one. But he would also go to the Chicago one. He would go to the Milwaukee one. He would take a road trip somewhere else and go to the New Orleans
I have a friend
one.
Who still goes to every.
He still can't live down the RG
She
incident.
loves this band so much. She goes to every show she can. Still, to this day.
I had an incredible conversation
3,
with this guy. I met up with this guy again years and years and years and years later. And we had lunch, and we had a great conversation. He was so honest, because I asked him, still into the Dave Matthews Band? They've kind of fallen. And he really laid out, like, in all honesty, what it was. And it basically was like, I was a young guy. I was trying to find myself. I was a grown, I was an adult now, and I was trying to, who am I going to be? What kind of personality? And the Dave Matthews Band was, like, part of that. I knew that I didn't want to be like the Limp Bizkit or Kid Rock guy. I wanted to show the world that, hey, I'm a smart guy. I'm female friendly. I'm not Mr. Date Rape. I'm worldly. I'm cool. So that's why I like the Dave Matthews Band. They kind of, and that's why we talked about this for like a half hour. And it's like, I don't really need that in my life anymore, because I'm a grown man with a wife and 2 kids, and my family is my life now. I'm all about my children. I don't need to go to Dave Matthews Band's concerts all over the world. And I don't even remember the last time I listened to Dave Matthews Band. And this guy was a friggin' fanatic. And that's why I got I used to use the term, music is something that you wear, not something you listen to. Because that's this guy was like that's what he used music as
For
a
some people,
lifestyle
yeah.
accessory. And there's, that's, what I think of a lot of these young jazz fans.
Wow.
I think of that.
Well, I'm old, so I know you're not talking about me.
You're old.
No, that's why I said the word young.
Matthews
You're not old.
Dave Matthews
age
still cannot live down the RV incident
No,
in
he'll never
Chicago
live that
when
down.
they dumped
No,
their
he'll never live
sewage,
that
the
down.
raw sewage on top of an architecture tour boat
Yeah.
in the Chicago River. Still,
I never
every year
understood.
on the anniversary.
Oh my God!
there's a
This
story
guy would have
about
been in the river going, "Oh my God, cover me and shit."
Never
Dave Matthews
understood
Band.
the Dave Matthews love. I think they're absolutely terrific musicians. I mean, to do what they do on stage, I think they're absolutely fantastic musicians. But he sings like he has a mouthful of marbles. I just don't like their music.
And the guitar way up
But-
here, and the pigeon toed, and the it's just. I always used to say, the difference between Dave Matthews and Biz Markie? Biz Markie knew he was a joke. That's the difference. Anyway, moving on.
I think the difference might be alcohol, by the way. Allegedly.
So
Allegedly.
Rumor has it Dave Matthews is a major alcoholic. Allegedly.
Wow, I've never heard that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Every time I hear it, yeah, he is a horrible human being Anyway.
He was nice. I met him twice. He was nice. But
Nicer than Cheap Trick?
way nicer. Yeah. Yeah. Like, actually.
I'm going to always do that, Greg.
He was he was in a piano store buying a piano, but very, very nice. And then I saw him at the market once. And he was signing autographs. And
For number 8, let's go to the Reality Bites soundtrack for one of 2 times on this list. The first one is Stay by Lisa Loeb and 9 Stories. I don't really need it's just horrible. I don't really know what else to say about that. Some girl that got the recording contract because of her boyfriend had one song, and it was just constantly on.
She didn't even have a recording contract when that single was released.
Right, because it was all about Ethan Hawke, right?
He wasn't her boyfriend, though.
Who was her boyfriend?
She actually once dated Dweezil Zappa, but I don't think that they were dating at the time.
Oh,
but no, Ethan Hawke had heard the song and asked her and said, "Hey, can we have it in the soundtrack?" She said, "Okay." And then all of a sudden, she had a number 1 song. Then she won a Grammy before she ever even had.
Wow! Another shining example of why the Grammys don't matter.
Exactly.
Spinning around the room or whatever. My God, what an awful song. And a really dated movie. That movie did not age well. I thought it was bad when it was out, and everybody else loved it. It's really bad now. Everybody's so self-involved, and like all the people that are supposed to be villains are the ones that you're rooting for now. Anyway, 7, Bon Jovi in 1994 with a song called Always.
They were still around in 94.
Yes, putting out a greatest hits album. And I think this was the new song on it or whatever. It's some ballad. I will always. Yeah, it's terrible. Okay, here's where we start upsetting people. At number 7, it's a tie. Green Day. It's a tie between Longview and Basket Case, because I could give a shit less which one is on. I'm turning it off. Especially when he gets on there and goes, "Do you have a time to listen to me whine?" No, I don't. Click. I would always do that. I love doing that. But, I correct me if I'm wrong. I thought punk was kind of like rap and country in that it was all about authenticity and being real. So why does this guy with his fake ass accent, why does he get a pass? He's from California. Why does he get a pass trying to sound like some guy from what is it, Leeds or something? I don't know what that accent is. It's not London. It's not Liverpool. It's kind of like working class. Yeah, you rather say, no thanks,
I never got into Green Day.
I never have either, and
horrible.
Yeah, and
I appreciate their political album. I've never heard it. That's years later. I've never heard their earlier stuff, like whatever Kerplunk or whatever. I remember this album.
Really good,
oh
and
God.
I like. Those are the 2 albums I like. Kerplunk.
Well, when Pansy Division was touring, they were the opening act for Green Day, and Pansy Division was getting booed, and because people wanted to hear Green Day, and when he came out, he fucking tore into the crowd, and so that was he did the right thing there, and
I've
said
always
if
heard
they
good- I've
say
always
any
heard
more
good
shit
things
about the
about
band,
him.
then they're not going to play.
Yeah, I've always heard really good things about him. I hear he's a really cool dude.
But,
But
yeah, the music
I
just never-
also could
Yeah,
not
the
name
music's
a-
got to go.
I
You can
could
just
not
stand
name
there
a
and talk or
Green Day
bitch at
song
people or something.
Except American Idiot. Yeah, I don't.
At number 5, some people that aren't quite cool. The band is Live, and again, any one of their songs will do. Here is their like $300 worth LP for Throwing Copper, and if anybody wants to give me $300,
I'm not.
you can have this.
For it.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my God, Live!
I have a live
Actually,
album.
Jesus. 95, they had the single Lightning Crash. They're very, very pretentious. They're very pompous. And they're from the land of the York Peppermint Patty, York, Pennsylvania. But yeah, just the most pompous, pretentious shit. They have a song called Selling the Drama, which is like a pop alt song. And the chorus is, hey, now we won't be raped. Hey. It's that. It's that music. We won't be raped. Hey, hey. Yeah. It's that.
That's
but
not
the worst
good.
one is I Alone. And they're very passionate. The guy's like, I alone love you. What kind of gaslighting is that? I alone love you? Like, you better put up with my bullshit because no one else loves you. I alone love you. I alone tempt you. Fear is not the end of this. So, you can fear
I
me,
have
but
one
oh
live
my
album.
God, Richard.
That mental album.
Yeah, they're always singing on that album about how we ought to get together and love your brother and love each other. Yeah, but they couldn't keep 5 friends from Pennsylvania together without suing each other. Just a skosh hypocritical, just a little bit. At number 4, we have another tie. Might as well be the same song. The Murmurs, You Suck. And here's where we lose some people. The Juliana Hatfield 3 and another song from Reality
Bye.
Bites, Spin the Bottle. Good God. First of all, I can't
not
stand...
A good song.
We've
Not a good song.
already talked about how I can't stand when grown-ass women sing like 6-year-old girls, and that's what both of these are. But what makes these so bad is fuck. They both say fuck, and they both rhyme. It's a rhyming word, and it's actually the same word it's rhymed with, suck. And so you know that fuck goes there when you hear it on the radio, but you can't hear it on the radio, so you got to go out and buy it. And I just imagine, he don't want to take her, he don't want to her, I can just imagine these dorky ass dudes. She's gonna say fuck, and I gotta go get the CD so I can hear her say fuck. She's hot, and she's like a little 6-year-old, and I like 6-year-olds, and she says fuck. Awful and very cynical. I told you the story about like 4 years later about the band that had to go back and re-record their album and put profanity in it. Like the label made them put profanity in their album after it was already recorded and mixed and everything. The label head was like, where's the fuck? You got to put some fucks in this album or we're not going to... So this is what this is. This is straight up corporate bullshit. Making somebody sound like a little 6-year-old and they've got to say fuck.
Yeah,
now, I'm assuming that Juliana Hatfield...
In the bottle, but you're messing with my Juliana.
Oh my God! I'm assuming
It's
that
not a
Juliana
great
Hatfield
song.
put out better music later on because she was around for a long time. But this Spin the Bottle is awful. She sounds like a little girl. It's another one of those
2 years
and
ago.
there's two other songs that were out at the time that didn't do anything that had the whole uck and then it rhymes with fuck. It's just so cynical. At number 3, The Cure. With their version of Purple Haze. Have you ever heard this travesty?
Yeah.
This was a single.
Yeah, but there's a different version that's not on that compilation.
It has to be better.
It's way better. It's on their box
I've never
set.
heard this.
Dots.
Oh my God.
It actually sounds more like it's not that that.
It's like a New Jack beat. It's like a trash can
Yeah.
lid, percussion New Jack kind of. And
So
that's all it is.
There is a version.
I think he does like a couple of words from the original, and that's it. And it doesn't even sound like The Cure. It's awful. It's terrible. It was bad enough to get to number 3. It's terrible. It's the worst thing I've ever heard from The Cure. I can't even believe it's The Cure.
Version,
Never heard this.
and I think you might
I'm
like
good.
that a little because it sounds like the original. I don't want to say it sounds like the original, but
Oh my
music
God.
wise, it's
Terrible.
no. I'm talking the other version,
Right.
not
I'll
that.
have to-
But
So you admit that version's awful.
it's not the best. But I didn't. So here's in my defense, though. I'd never heard the original when I heard.
You
that
don't
song.
have to defend yourself.
So,
Oh,
so-
yes.
Yes, I do because Fitton will just let me have it. So,
No.
I had never heard Purple Haze. So when I heard the Cure's version, it was fine with me because I'd never heard the original. So,
but the new Jack Beats and the Cure.
But that's what it was in the '90s. They were throwing it. I mean, they were having the remixes.
But they're the Cure. They don't have to follow everybody else.
No, they don't. But that's what they were trying to be. You know, they kind of did it.
Everybody did. I mean, when the new recording techniques, everybody did what was going on at that time.
I got a list of 55. I got a list of 55 people that didn't, and I just read it off about an hour ago. We've been doing this for an hour. Wow.
Yeah, get it.
Time to speed this up. At number 2, a song that when I first heard it, I thought it was a parody. It's so bad. The Eagles, after 14 years of being apart, and because they used to fight all the time and bicker and bitch over the stupidest shit, thanking each other's lawyers on the back of album covers when it was all over and stupid shit like that. So they're going to get back after 14 years and come out with a song called Get Over It. And they were serious. Here's these millionaires.
Over the Eagles by then. That was
my God. Here's these millionaires known for bickering and bitching, telling common people to get over their problems. Just get over it.
Also, wasn't that just one of those, like, we're going to release a greatest hits or something and just, like, tack on a new song? What album was that on? That wasn't
it's Hell Freezes Over. It's, I think it's a unplugged. It's like what Fleetwood Mac did with the dance. It's some unplugged shit.
It was just
but they had new songs like Hole in the World, I think was one. And
yeah.
Love Will Keep Us Alive.
Long Road to Eden.
Not Love Will Keep Us
Alive. They were the band who just would not go away.
They went away for 14 years and came back with this shit, and it was ridiculous. How dare you preach to me that I need to get over my real problems that I'm having? And, the Eagles saying this. The first time I heard it, I thought it was a parody of people making fun of the Eagles coming back. I didn't realize that was the Eagles song. That's how awful. I can't even believe that. At number 1, though, there are songs I don't like. There are songs I'd rather not hear. There are songs that I hate. And then there's songs that will literally change my mood. They're so awful.
Dear God.
And nothing is worse from 1994. And I'm so proud of everyone for not mentioning this song.
Oh.
Dead-Eye Dick, New Age Girl. Do you know what that is?
Moon. She's a very Terrigen.
Oh my God.
Never heard of it.
It's this stupid pseudo-comedy song about Mary Lou or Mary Moon or something. She's a vegetarian. She don't like meat, but she sure likes the bone. It's another one of those dorky. She said you don't like a bone like a boner. She's talking about a boner.
That song charted way up. I couldn't believe it. It's like, what is this?
I've never heard this.
It was from that terrible Dumb and Dumber movie.
It was out before that, though. Dumb and Dumber's next year. This was out on its own. It's not from Dumb and Dumber. They just used it.
I have funny memories of
I have memories of wanting to punch somebody in the face for walking around. Oh my God. New Age Girl from Dead-Eye Dick. And here's the thing. It wasn't even released on a major label. So here's one of the times where commercial radio is going to think outside of the corporate structure and go out and all the great independent. No, we're going to choose this song to play. Unbelievable.
Is Dead-Eye Dick a band or a person?
Yes. That's the name of the band.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And of course, Dick, Dead-Eye Dick, you like a bone, you boner. Can you play that song with you vegetarian like a boner?
I'm learning 2 things this evening. I need to sing more, and I need a character. Robert keeps doing his neighbor, I'm guessing.
Because that's what I think of when I hear these songs, just these complete and utter useless dorks. Who else would request that? Why else would that be a hit? Somebody had to like it.
Yeah, I don't.
And I remember the people that like that song, and they talk just like that.
Very Terrigen. I liked it. I liked it in '94.
Oh my God!
I'm the person you hate. I am people in the neighborhood that Fifth End is to throw shit at and be like, because I'm like, yes, you don't eat meat.
Fuck off my lawn with your pit bull.
I had a car full of friends, and we were,
It was you the whole time.
It was me. I am the reason that song was popular. It's me and my friends. So
those are my bottoms of 1994. That's all I'll say.
All right. Thank you, Robert, for that.
It's all good. I don't
that was
have
a
any
power
bottoms.
bottom rendition there. So
yeah, that was definitely a power bottom.
All right. So my bottoms of the year start off with some news events. And we'll start off with March 1st, 1994. That is when Nirvana played their last concert in Munich. On March 3rd, Kurt Cobain ODs in Rome on Rohypnol and champagne and lapses into a coma. Was somebody slipping him a roofie? That just really, that whole situation sounded fishy to me. Then on March 18th, we're still in the same month. That's when Courtney Love calls the police saying that Cobain is suicidal. And the police come and they confiscate 4 guns and 25 boxes of ammo. And then April 5th, Cobain is dead. So from March 1st to April 5th, just, and then like you've said many times before, Robert, you know, that whole crime scene or whatever. I mean, it was a crime, but that whole scene, you know, and a bit being suicide or whatever, I guess it's just one of those things that we will not know the truth about until somebody who knows more is on their deathbed and finally decides to relieve their conscience.
Watch some of the documentaries. I mean, there's some incredible. I mean, no fingerprints on the gun, and you know, experts saying that he wouldn't have been laying in that position, and the whole thing with the chair by the door, and it was moved, and all this kind of craziness.
Now, my bottom singles, I don't have very many, but start off with Anything by R. Kelly, and boy was he telegraphing who he was going to be later found out to be, with his hit during 1994, Sex Me. So R. Kelly, you know, bottom all the way. And then Anything by Shaq.
He is now.
Yeah.
I just knew I Believe I Could Fly was the only one I remember.
Shaquille O'Neal had several charting hits in 1994. Yeah. One of them being I Know I Got Skills. You know, but Jesus, it's just amazing how sometimes how certain, especially it seems to be sports personalities, you know, they get, I don't know who cons them into doing a record, and then they've got some good, you know, public PR people that get the records to the radio stations. And now actual singles, this one, Tag Team. Well, there it is.
Was that in 94? I thought it was in 93.
Well, it was charting in 94 for most of 94.
I think Woot There It Is was 93. Whoomp There It Is 94.
Oh, Whoomp was okay.
They're different.
Yes.
The only
I got so tired of hearing that song.
My nephew was like 2 when that song came out, so a little 2-year-old.
It would appeal to a 2-year-old.
Yeah. My daughter was 2.
So if I hear that song, it's a terrible song. I'm not denying that, but I think of it, and I think of my little like 2-year-old who's 30 now. But I think of him like he would say yeah. He wouldn't say because he couldn't say it. Yeah. So I always think of him, but it's a terrible song. I'm not denying.
It's better than Shoot.
And then the only other song for a bottom is Rod Stewart's cover of the Sam Cooke hit "Having a Party." I just Rod Stewart
never heard that.
Well, this was by the time Rod Stewart was like everything he was producing. In my mind, was like absolute garbage.
The artist formerly known as Rod Stewart.
Yeah, but he, you know, he made Sam Cooke just. Now he didn't roll over in his grave. He jumped out of his grave and said, "What the fuck are you doing with my song?" But anyway, those are my bottoms. That's all I have for bottoms for 1994.
Ready. I'm
start
ready
with your
start
with your honorable mentions.
Well, I don't have any honorable. I just got 7 bottoms.
Dishonorable mentions.
7. These are all dishonorable bottom bitches. Okay. I need to say for the record that I actually do like this artist. Maybe this was a great song. I don't understand why it was. It was very popular. People loved it. I need to apologize before I say this to my friend Kimmy because she loves him and she's very angry when I mention this artist and this song. But at number 7, Tim McGraw with "Don't Take the Girl." It's terrible.
That's pretty bad.
It's not a good. And
looks great in a baseball or a
him in a cowboy hat. Yeah, I mean,
cowboy hat.
Still, when that
Man.
came out, he's kind of still had his mullet, but
That's
it's just
fine.
not a
It's
good
all
song.
good.
And I mean, I've seen him live. I love Tim McGraw. I cannot stand that song. Number 6. Let me see your Tootsie Roll with the 69 Boys. What? Tootsie Roll to the left, to the right. Now dip, baby, dip. What the fuck with your Tootsie Roll?
Sounds like a line dancing song.
Sounds like it had a dance.
It's terrible. It is terrible. Okay. Number 5. Now keep in mind, he dropped something at this point. He dropped something. Maybe he should have picked it back up. But he dropped the MC at this time. And I'm talking about Hammer with Pumps and a Bump. Pumps and a Bump. Pumps and a Bump. We like the girls with the pumps and a bump. What the... Just keep the MC, because maybe it would have been more acceptable had you kept the MC.
He had several hits,
because
as
he was trying to be... All of a sudden with Hammer, it's like all of a sudden he's gangsta. MC Hammer is now a gangsta. And no.
Which he was from, wasn't he from Oakland or Compton or something? From what I've heard about him, he was kind of gangster. People appreciated, the family aspect of him and how clean he was, and he just ruined that.
Yeah, he messed it
up. Way
to
take your image and just throw it out.
Now you've liked the pumps and the bump. So, this lovely ditty that I don't know, have we ever heard of them ever again? They were known as DRS, and they had this beautiful song called Gangsta Lean. And this song is for the homies, and I am pouring my 40 out for you because it's their friends that apparently have been killed, and rest in peace, their friends. I apologize. But it's
I've never heard of DRS, but I've heard of DRI.
This is for my homie and my
the doctor still, soap opera.
Gangsta Lane. And with the video, they are pouring out their 40 on their friends' graves. It's very emotional. Here you go. Number 3. Y'all know how I adore this man anyway. So, and of course, I mean, Richard just mentioned him. So, R. Kelly with Bump and Grind. I don't see nothing wrong with little Bump and Grind. R. Kelly, you should see something wrong. That's all I'm going to say. Right. Number 2.
He's seeing it every night now.
He is seeing it. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he don't see nothing wrong, Bubba Sweet Cheeks. All right, so... Number 2, what the hell was this? Okay. You get this collaboration. You bring these people together, and they.
Oh, I know what this is going to be.
This is for a soundtrack, and
Paul McCartney involved.
Is it for the soundtrack of the Three Musketeers?
Yeah, you already know. You already know it. Fuck you, Rod Stewart, Bryan Adams, and Sting, thinking that I need to hear all about your love. What kind of heart? Like, this is garbage. Wait. This is trash. It's a hot piece of shit. Rod Stewart, Bryan Adams, and Sting, all for love.
They made a song together?
I almost picked that too.
They did that. Oh my!
Got Sting on it though.
Now,
it was for the Three Musketeers soundtrack that was out at the time.
Doing that kind of
soundtrack.
But Sting?
Watch the freaking video, and you're gonna thank me.
Especially when you see Chris O'Donnell in his underwear. Anyway.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, you're welcome for that. I used to be
nothing wrong with underwear.
It's a whole nother story. At number 1,
Chris O'Donnell.
At number one, any single dingle thingle bingle. Those aren't words, but anything by fucking Hootie and the Blowfish. Just go fuck yourself. Okay, that's the end. You're welcome, Mikey. It's your turn.
And they were on all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
They still are.
That's still like
music
the number...
in elevators. They're still on in hotel lobbies. They're still on in restaurants.
I heard them at the grocery store.
It's still like the number 6 top selling album of all time.
Oh my god.
Or something like that. And that is not acceptable. It's not. I never understood how. Now there was that song
because they hit an audience that nobody else was hitting. Like I said, it's the guys on the way to the game. It's the guy. It's very much the
But they were
the people at the
crossover,
state
too.
fair.
They were crossover. The country people could like them.
Right.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
the
and then
jam
Darius
band
It was
people
so
liked
generic
them, the
that it
rock
appealed
people
to a
liked them.
wide. Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
then
what I said. If they were doing Hold My Hand or Only Want to Be With You, I mean, those were pretty bad, but I could see. But that Let Her Cry, there's no reason for that.
Oh yeah,
Musical,
and that one was
Pablo.
5 minutes long too.
Hootie. And then he
Musical
would always tell
Pablo.
everybody, "My name's not Hootie." Well, then maybe you should not call your band Hootie and the Blowfish and be the lead singer, because guess what? People are going to call you Hootie, Darius.
Right.
Okay?
It's apparently named after two people that would show up at parties. One was called Hootie, and the other guy was called the Blowfish.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that makes sense now. I never knew that.
But it
before.
sounds like
That's
Martha
Mr.
and the
Blowfish.
Vandellas, or
Yeah.
it's
it sounds like
Huey Lewis and the News.
Right.
Hootie
Right,
and the
yeah.
Blowfish.
Yeah.
Right.
Why would you not call the guy Hootie?
Right.
He,
I call him Hootie.
Wow.
And I said, please,
Mikey,
Scooty.
oh, Mikey,
Scooty Hootie.
No, you guys are like, I have no bottoms after all that.
Well, that's because you've seen.
I also didn't do my homework and pulled.
They've
out.
all been reamed out, and
You know what?
none
You know
left
what
for
happens
Mike.
when we go to do this, I think of all these records that I have and stuff, and I never. It's like I don't think of stuff I don't like. I think I'm kind of like Richard was saying. I just don't have those in my collection, or I don't think about them anymore. But man, there was a lot of garbage in 1994.
Yeah.
And you guys have been talking about like Hootie and the Blowfish. I drove past the Riviera Theater all last week, which is a popular theater here in Chicago, and right down the street from me. Big Head Todd and the Monsters and the Freddie Jones Band were playing there. And every time I drove past the place, I was like, 94. Every time I drove by, I thought 1994. And then I came home and I was like, no, I don't have any Freddie Jones Band. I don't have any Big Head Todd and the Monsters.
I have one Big Head Todd CD.
They're one that, what was it called? Radio Songs or Radio?
Sister Sweetly.
Yeah. Oh, that was a huge song. And it
Yeah.
kind of delved into that whole Hootie
Circle
and the Blowfish
and
era, Circle. Dave
Broken Hearted
Matthews.
Savior.
Yeah, Broken Hearted Savior. I like that.
But
shit
he
back
was
then.
much more talented.
Oh, much more.
Have you ever
I
seen
think
him?
Hootie and the
He's
Blowfish
huge.
was a watered down version of that.
I
Yeah.
don't know what they
Yeah,
were.
yeah.
Big Head Todd, man, he's like 6'8" or something.
Oh,
He's
dude.
a
Yeah.
big motherfucker.
Now, was Big Head Todd the lead singer, or was don't call? I'm not Big Head Todd. I'm just the lead singer
not
of Big
Big
Head
Head.
Todd and the Monsters.
That's a good point.
Are you ready for next time, bitches?
Yes. What year
All
are we
right,
doing
yes,
next?
what is next? The next year.
If it's 95, I'm going to be pissed.
Let's hope it's in the
Not 95,
60s.
because that would be like next. Yeah, and then
I'm thinking the 60s.
It's not in the 60s. I apologize.
It's in the
but-
2000s. Let's face
No,
it.
God,
it's
it's 2014.
1989. 1989. There's some good shit that
Another
year.
summer. Sound of the funky drummer. Music hitting your heart because you know you got soul, brothers and sisters. No.
What?
I don't know what that is.
Oh wait, I do know.
1989, the
You're-
number. Another summer. Sound of the funky drummer. Music hitting your heart because you know you got
1989.
soul, brothers and sisters.
Brothers and
No.
sisters. Yeah.
I'm already thinking.
All right, 1989. I got it down in my
I'm rolling. Got to give us what we
my
want.
Word doc.
Got to give us what we need. Our
Are you-
freedom of speech
is that-
is freedom
is
of
it
death. We
Head?
got to fight the power that be.
I don't
Public
know.
Enemy.
No, Public Enemy. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Motherfuck. Okay.
Anyway,
Wow.
I know that one.
That was fun.
1989. Yes.
That was
man.
an hour and 16 minutes of fun.
A pure fun.
100% pure fun. Oh, that's Matthew
100%
Strait. Never
pure
mind.
fun. Yeah.
That's 96.
have
I was
the
thinking of
colored
Crystal Waters.
single downstairs. That was actually going to be one of my honorables, and I forgot. Oh, did I dance up a storm to 100% pure love? Back
Oh, they had so many great mixes of that song too. And then in the 2000s, they came out with another mix. There were a lot of songs
they
from
did?
that era that they remixed and they became hits again in the dance clubs.
I
It
loved
was-
music Crystal Water. I loved her. That was my bitch. Okay.
So now it's time to review the album from Colton Wart or something.
Colter.
Wow. Can you pay attention?
Colter Wall,
I
Imaginary
don't know what this motherfucker
Appalachia.
is.
Yeah, I gave you something with over 7 songs. So.
Yes, that was the best part. Who's first?
Me?
Oh, Jesus.
No, look at Craig. You know we love
Jesus,
you.
Joseph, and Mary.
Fifth because he's a bitch.
No, honestly,
Not you, Mikey. You're perfect. Go ahead.
Thank you. Actually, when I first listened to this record, when I listened to it the first time, I honestly thought Robert's gonna love this. I really did. I was like, this is in Robert's wheelhouse.
No, it's not.
It's not in my wheelhouse.
I'm drinking.
Wow,
not in your wagon wheelhouse.
My wagon wheelhouse. I'm not a country fan. I'm an alt country fan. You know, I can deal with a lot of that. And okay, I think this sounds great. This is I think the production of this record is really good. And I listened to it on Apple Music, which traditionally sucks. I thought this sounded really, really good. I think his vocals are beautiful. He is a wonderful singer. I think he's authentic. I kind of think he's believable when he sings this kind of stuff. It's just not anything I can relate to at all.
Yeah, I find that quite paradoxical, what you just said.
Really? Me too. I'm the
Really?
Anyway.
Well, I can't relate to it, but it sounds like he knows what he's talking about. And I could be 100% wrong. It's just not my... It's not my thing.
It's not your wheelhouse, Mike.
I'm not going to say it again because everyone out there is drinking
I said
shots.
it for you.
I got to pour.
Sleeping on Blacktop. That's the opener. I think I really like that. And when I first heard it, I was like, oh, this is going to be. I know what this is and I know where it's going, and I really enjoyed it. I even like the second song. What was that? Living
Johnny
in Sand.
Bo's Bones.
Oh no!
Man, there's so many contradictions.
Okay. You know what?
Let him speak.
I didn't like it.
Let her fly. Let her cry. Let him
No,
speak.
I liked it. I thought it was really well done, but it's just not my. I can't relate to it, and he's got a wonderful voice, but I don't know. I tried.
I'll fit in your face. I want to punch it. Okay, Mikey, what's your rainbow?
Something popped up on my screen.
You have it. Okay, Mikey, what's your rainbows for that?
I don't know.
4. Here comes a 4 rainbow.
No, it's gonna be 5. No,
it's 5.
I'm gonna give it 2.75.
Well, no, don't do 7.5 because that's gonna fuck me up in my mouth.
No, it's 2.5.
2.5. That's okay. Don't be sad about it. I was trying to open y'all up to shit. So go ahead.
She's plotted her revenge, by the way.
I like his guitar playing. I didn't find his voice authentic, though, like Mike did. I thought that he sounded really effective.
No, I found his voice to be... He has a good voice. I don't know his
He kind of sounds like a Johnny Cash imitator on a washing machine. But I didn't care for the hand clap. I can't stand that clap track stuff, where it's like a fake clap and that's the first song. But I liked some of the other ones were okay. It kind of sounded a little sparse. But he's kind of cliched, singing about I killed a man just to, and I shut him down and I got tired of the way he looked and all that kind of stuff. And
but that's country music.
Yeah, but I mean, here we are in 2023, and it's kind of like, can we move it along a little?
2015.
No,
2015. No, country music is a lot of things. People say country music's all about your dog and stuff, and there's really only like 4 songs about a dog. But yeah, I wanted to. I expected it would go somewhere, and it just kind of didn't. I like I like the last song. I think most of them, "The Devil in a Suit" or whatever.
I like that too. Yeah.
But I just could not get over his voice trying to sound like Johnny Cash and with the really kind of like affected vibrato. But yeah, I will also give it 2.5 rainbows. But thanks for doing country finally. Somebody finally did a country album.
We should also mention it's an EP.
Yes,
So there's
Yeah.
thank you for that.
six or seven
extended
songs.
play, actually. It's an extended play.
Well, that's an EP.
That's an
EP.
EP.
Yeah, but that's okay. If you say extended play,
That's what EP stands
I
for.
know this.
Erect penis.
Extended play.
Play makes it sound like longer. Shut
LP.
up. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna
Long
drink
play.
my wine and shut the fuck up because I did not fucking have time to eat before this shit. So I love you, bitch.
Oh,
give
that's
it to
all
me.
right. If we couldn't
Give it
throw
to me,
shade
Richard.
around here, then what would be the point?
Right, give it to me.
I loved this record.
Oh, for God's sakes!
Thank
I did.
you. Thank
Which I
you.
did. I think we should
This-
drink I think we should drink a shot every time Robert says, "Oh, for God's sake."
Yeah. So then we'll have "Oh, for God's sake" and "It's Not
And-
My Wheelhouse."
His voice
He would be fun.
encapsulated for me so many people, not just Johnny Cash, but I could hear Leo Kaki, I could hear Mark Kozelek, I could hear the whole storytelling that was going on, and I felt like this baritone gravelly voice. I had this picture in my mind of this grizzled old man, and then I find out he was 19 years old when he wrote this record, and he was 20 when it was released. I'm like going, child, you have seen too much, to be writing songs like these from Saskatchewan. And I keep thinking, man, all the people who have been coming out of Saskatchewan, Neil Young and the folks from
Guess Who?
Bachman Turbo, Guess Who and Bachman Turbo Overdrive, and then the Sheepdogs, all these other bands that are coming out, and this kid at 19, this is his debut, this EP. I really liked. I did like Sleeping on the Blacktop. I mean, the stories are so. It's like I'm saying John Prine, but I'm not saying he's reductive. I'm not saying that, that he's copying. I mean, but these are the voices and the storytelling that I hear coming out of these songs. I love the line in Johnny Boy's Bones, how he talks about killing in a war is a most honorable sin. I just find that line so powerful, so incredible. So I really liked this. This is a record that I am going to go out and buy, and I am going to give it 4.5 rainbows.
Wow, thank you, Richard. So first up, I just want to say I wanted to throw country.
Like that.
I wanted to throw somebody new.
By the way, Craig.
Yeah.
If you, I think you would like this band. They're called the Haunted Wind Chimes.
The Haunted.
And the album is Out with the Crow. It's kind of hard to find on CD, but check it out. They're on Bandcamp.
Okay, I'll look it up. So yeah, we haven't had country before. I wanted to kind of go with a little newer person. So I learned of Colter Wall because my niece got married a few years ago. Her husband is absolutely obsessed with
Colter Wall.
Yeah, No, he's not Colter Wall, but he's obsessed with him. And I had to find some music of this guy because I was the DJ for their wedding. That's what I do because I'm that bitch. All right. So, like Richard said, this guy was 20 years old when this came out. This came out in 2015. He's 27 now, or 28 almost. His later stuff, maybe you would appreciate a little bit more, Mr. Fiffin. But he does the guitars, the big drums, the banjos, the mandolin. This guy is facet with his instruments. And I just wanted to kind of bring something that we haven't had yet, because nobody's done a country album. This guy, Marty Robbins, Johnny Cash, like these are his heroes. I'm not saying he sounds like them. I saw that face, Mr. Pippin.
I'm gonna start wearing a mask.
No,
he was.
You cannot hide. Hear it. Like I can't. You can't hide your face, dude.
It's
and I can't either. Y'all see when I'm like, what, bitch? But and I'm not saying he sounds like them. These are inspirations to him. These are people that he looked up to and then he idolized. And he actually did. Now, Marty Robbins, especially Big Iron, that is very high on the pedestal for me. He actually did a cover of that song. Now, I will not throw it anywhere remotely close to Marty Robbins, but he did a valiant effort. The song Caroline with that girl, whoever Belle Plain is, like her voice, just, like I really liked how their voices kind of like intertwined together. It was just very lovely. For me, really, the opener and the closer is kind of where it's at with this record. Sleeping on the Blacktop, that's actually that's the first song I ever heard by him. And I just I have another friend that she's like, you got to hear this shit. And then later my niece was like, oh, my husband wants you to find, or my soon-to-be husband wants you to find this dude. And I was like, oh, I've heard that song, but I didn't know who he was. But anyways, and then the closer, Devil Wears a Suit and Tie.
Cool song.
Yeah, and I gave you something with only 7 songs. You're welcome. Not a double album. Because almost what I picked instead of this was a double album.
That was a dig at Mike in case nobody caught that.
What? What did what did you say? Shut it. Say it again.
I said that was a dig at Mike in case nobody caught that. The double album thing.
The double. No.
Wait, which was my double album?
No, seriously, I almost
Smith.
Instead of this,
Smith,
the album, well, yeah, but the album I almost did instead of this was a double album.
Wait till my next one.
Well,
triple
album.
Well, you're next.
You're next, dude.
That was on my
list. Wait a minute. What Craig? So, what's your final assessment here?
Yeah, 4 rainbows for me. So, what's that? 8.
Wow, I rated it even higher than you.
Yeah, so I mean, it only got 11.5, but I mean, I feel there's other stuff worse on our list. So
that there is.
Loving you.
Only by 1 point.
God, I gotta sing more on these things.
Like you really should. We'll practice on Monday. We'll do a duet.
We will. We'll do a duet.
We'll do a duet. Love will keep us together.
In Kansas City.
Yes.
So what do you got, Mikey?
Oh, Mikey, what do you have for us?
Well, I've been thinking about doing this record for a while, and I didn't. There was a point where I was just like, no, I can't put them through this because I'm, and I shouldn't. When I pick a record for you guys to review, but I'm pretty sure you guys are all going to hate this. But it doesn't matter because I love this record. It also doesn't matter if I love this record. Yeah. I'm going to do Talk's Laughing Stock.
Talk Laughing Stock.
This is one of their later albums. Is this one? Yes, I think this is their final record. Yeah. Anyway. That's but I think it's their final record. Spirit of Eden is also an absolutely beautiful record. I was going to pick that, but I went with Laughing Stock. So.
Yeah, I always wanted to hear more from them because all I know is It's My Life, and I really love that single. The album's okay, but...
Very talented band. Very, very talented. And he was
I can't stand that No Doubt remake, but I mean, that was one of those songs I loved it the first time I heard it, and then it just kind of went away. You know, it didn't... I mean, at least in the U.S., it didn't really stick around for very long.
You said Laughing Stock, right? So that actually is their final album. And from 1991.
91, wow.
Yeah, wow. That is their final... Spirit of Eden was the one before.
Right before.
Yeah. Yep, and then Color of Spring, so...
Sweet.
Good.
So that's what we're doing. Enjoy, boys.
Yes. Yes, Quang.
Open your mind, as I should have done with Wang.
No, I feel that you guys did kind of
Wang
open your
Chong.
Mike, I felt you opened your mind very, like, whatever, Mr. Dutton.
I just didn't believe him. I didn't believe the singer. I thought he was imitating other people. I didn't believe that he... I didn't believe
him. I can get that, and I completely respect your opinion. I wanted to give it... And also, here's one thing I don't know if you guys have realized. I have not... Very few albums that I've given you guys have been male vocalists. Has there been any?
I don't know. Well, you've given us where there's a male and female, like the Beautiful South.
Yeah, well, the Beautiful South and stuff, but I have never given you, because I am... Yeah,
the Sundays.
Obviously about me, I female vocal, like, that's where it's at for me. But I wanted...
Give us The Cure.
I wanted to kind of do that.
Yeah.
Well, The Cure, but that was pulled from...
It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It totally blows out of the water your theory that all you've done is presented us with female vocalists.
Yeah, it's usually...
I actually said predominantly I have done female vocals.
That's what I like about this segment is we're just pulling out records that are just have touched us in a way or like influenced us, and just like this record. You guys probably aren't gonna like this, but I love this record. I'm not
way to sell it.
I'm not grading it now.
Mark, right? Mark.
Well, then we only can be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
I also might be like...
You've downplayed it so much. It's all uphill.
Right. There's no way to be disappointed.
Wait till my next pick.
So I am very familiar with the first two records, but I've always wanted to get the last three. I just never have. So I'm looking forward to it. Mark, what's his last name?
Mark Hollis.
Mark
Hollis.
Mark Hollis.
Yeah,
just passed away a couple years ago.
Like a few years ago, yeah. And he has one solo record.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which I've heard that. It's beautiful.
It's
a solo record. It's very hard to find, but it's
it's been reissued a couple of times. I have a reissue of it, but like an OG of it, impossible to find.
All right, so that'll be the next episode. We'll review the Laughing Stock from Talk Talk and the big tops and bottoms of 1989. Wow, the year that I abandoned pop music. So I just had enough. I was a junior and then a senior in 89, so that'll be
in high school.
Yeah,
9. I was a sophomore.
Oh, speaking of which, we forgot to do this. Somebody suggested this last time, but just real quick here, how do you do this? You do...
Oh, you want to show the picture? I can send you all an awesome picture of me from 94.
I don't have one of 94. I just have one of February of 95 was as close as I could get easily, and there it is.
Oh, I could probably... You know what? I could come up with a photo. Oh, shit. Look at this technology. What the fuck is that?
That's the back of the van that we had at the radio station. That's what I said. This is actually February of 95, but that's as close as I could find. But yeah, that's the first radio station I worked at. That was the back of the van when you opened up the, was the remote vehicle. I wish I could make that bigger. Why is that so small?
That's
really
cool.
Hardly see me.
I don't know. I will. Hold on. I'll find a picture and send it to you guys.
Yeah, I could probably find a photo from 90. Yeah.
I've got photos from that roughly 90. Yeah.
80.
Era. When I was clubbing.
89.
Because
what are we doing
next time we're doing 89.
Next time is 89. This was 94, but
those photos have been burned.
Yeah, no, I have got
mostly because I was lighting something on fire and burning myself with it. I wasn't freebasing; it was just a lot of bombs.
Yeah, I'm like now today.
I'm not Ricky Nelson,
right?
I've got myself down to 220 pounds. In 1994, 95, during those clubbing years, I was like 175 pounds.
Oh, it's all the cocaine and diet.
And I was a dancer. No, not too much cocaine. But I was a dancing fool. I mean, that was my...
He's a dancing fool, y'all.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. We're the Vinyl Community Guncles. Please join us again next time for all that kind of fun.
Next week, meet this guy.
Yeah, well, we're meeting in
We're
like 2
we're,
days.
we're actually going to meet in person on Monday. So
Yeah,
we're going to do
like
a little
in 2
record
days.
crawl if my job allows it, and
Yeah,
we
they
can
better let
report
you out
back
early.
to. Yeah, I'm
Please. Yeah, the
excited.
record stores.
No, bitches.
I looked
The
up record
record
stores in
stores
Kansas
of
City. There's
Kansas
quite a few.
City.
Well, we're
Yeah.
actually, he's going to be in Overland Park, so there's only like 4 where he's at. And the unfortunate thing is, the stupid record stores close at like 6.
I'm stuck at work at probably till 4:35.
Yeah, so we're gonna try if we can. I'll get him to like Josie's or Seventh Heaven or a few of those other ones. But
other than that, we'll probably just have a martini.
Yeah, I like.
Join us for all the fun next week. I'm Robert Fifth, and along with
Richard at Kelvin Wazoo.
Craig's Vinyl Plethora.
Mike at Hubtoon.
We'll see you again next time. Have a great one.